Throughout the history of Desperate Housewives, the series is certainly no stranger when it comes to displaying intense episodes. Whether these were episodes where the characters were held hostage in a grocery store, a deadly tornado wrecked right through the town of Fairview, or even a riot taking place in the streets of Wisteria Lane. But every once in a while, with the series' creator Mark Cherry would introduce to us a character into the series who, despite only briefly appearing for a few episodes, or sometimes even one singular episode, their impact would be so extremely beneficial. Whether this would be Karen's sister Roberta, Hector, or in this case, the character of Eli Scruggs, who is the focal point of this video. As in this video, I'll be discussing, despite the little showcase involving Eli Scruggs, why this simple character was so important to the show, and the growth of Gabby, Susan, Lynette, and Bree. Just like every episode of Desperate Housewives, we begin with the narration of Mary Alice describing our newest character, Eli Scruggs, as Eli is a local handyman who specifically works throughout the streets of Wisteria Lane, who seemingly does it all. And while throughout his career, he was constantly praised for his hard work, we learn with the residents of Wisteria Lane that he will be retiring due to a heart condition, as it's Karen who discovered this news first upon receiving the letter in the mail. And as he climbs his ladder for the last time before he retires, he shockingly has a heart attack while on the roof of his last job. And this is suddenly the end of Eli Scruggs. His body was eventually discovered by Gabby's daughter, Juanita, and soon we would see throughout flashbacks just how much Eli meant to our main characters. We would first see this with Gabby, as while the girls would gather for their weekly poker game, Gabby here has a flashback to the beginning stages of her life on Wisteria Lane. And ultimately, it was Eli who introduced Gabrielle to the other housewives on Wisteria Lane by getting Gabby into their poker game. It's here where we see Gabrielle try and go above and beyond by trying to impress the other wives, by talking about her luxurious lifestyle compared to the suburban lifestyle that all the other wives have. And when Eli breaks the news to Gabby that the other women thought of her as selfish and stuck up, Gabrielle makes an effort to show who the real Gabrielle is to the other women at the very next poker night. This showed the character growth and depth that Gabrielle was capable of. It's also an extremely emotional moment in the series and for the character of Gabrielle, as while her life may be all glitz and glamour from the outside, she reveals what her life really is on the inside, as she states she's constantly alone and has no friends. Next, we would see Bree's flashback when it came to Eli, as it was ultimately Eli who started Bree's cooking and catering career. He does so by secretly saving her book full of recipes during a time where Rex mocked her aspirations of starting the cookbook. Quickly, we were introduced to a flashback of Edie and Eli, as Eli helped Edie rediscover herself sexually after discovering her husband was gay. While at the poker game, Lynette receives a surprise visit from her daughter Penny, who was waiting for Lynette's help with their homework. And it's here where Lynette receives a flashback of how Eli saved the life of Penny while she was left behind in a hot car, as a result of Lynette trying to balance work and motherhood. Whether she likes it or not, it's the help of Eli that makes her realize she was born to be a mother. We are also treated to Susan's perspective of her most vivid memory of Eli Scruggs, how Eli was there for her during her divorce with Carl and Mike. And we see the storyline of Eli come full circle as we are then brought back to the last job that he would ever do, with fixing the loose shingle on Susan's roof, where he would eventually have a heart attack. Lastly, we are seeing the funeral of Eli Scruggs, and as Mary Alice narrates, she lets us know of one person who couldn't attend the funeral. Of course, this would be Mary Alice herself, as we are provided a flashback of how Eli got his start in the neighborhood and how their last encounter together went, which was shockingly on the day that Mary Alice decided to commit suicide, thus resulting and sparking the journey of Eli's kindness and generosity towards all of his clients on Wisteria Lane, as Eli Scruggs ultimately felt it was his fault for the suicide of Mary Alice. In every other show, this would be considered a filler episode, as throughout the history of television, we've seen examples of these filler episodes before. But Mark Cherry, just like he had done many times before this episode, provided us with the amazing opportunity to introduce a new character in one episode. As more often than not, these singular episode characters captivate the audience. And here with Scruggs, it's no different. As by the end of the episode, you're left completely heartbroken for Eli that he couldn't save the life of Mary Alice, but also appreciate the simplicity and the wholeheartedness of Eli Scruggs, as this episode truly is anything but a filler episode. What are your thoughts about the episode and the character of Eli Scruggs? Let me know down in the comment section below. For more film and television analysis, be sure to keep it locked here, right here on this channel.